Welcome everyone back to my channel. I am Fem and we are going to play Ambition, a Minuet in Power. This is about 18th century Paris, the city of love, lies, and revolution. You are a woman of fashion trying to survive the political turmoil. Date a cast of unforgettable characters, amass the wealth and respect you deserve, engage in gossip that can alter the course of history, or lead you to the guillotine. Let's try not to get to the guillotine, please. Prologue. Yvette's story, 20 Mars 1789. The carriage rumbles and bounces along the cobbles as you approach Paris. It's taken over a week to get here, even carrying just yourself and your luggage. Your fiancé, Armand, arranged for the carriage to take you from your small village to a tavern he enjoys called the Orphan's Feast. There he'll meet up with you. You'll likely take dinner together, and then he'll show you to your new home in Paris. For now, though, you've already finished all of your books, and Armand's letter is your only entertainment other than staring out the window. Listen. The buttons in the text box let you select what you will do or say again. Click one. Might as well take in the sights. Reading the letter one more time wouldn't hurt. Or coachman, let's go. I don't have all day. Well, let's take in the sights. You crane your neck out the window to peer at Paris. It's even more than you imagine. The streets are a riot of color and energy as people go about their days. Elegant persons of fashion strut like brilliant peacocks. Students stumble under the weight of their books. Beggars alternate between pleading for alms and shouting invectives at passersby. Everything feels significant, like the world's next act hinges on all of their choices. The part of you is worried by your familiar surroundings. You mostly feel excited. This place is to be the stage for your life now. We could read Armand's letter, which we haven't read, so let's read. You must have read the brief letter over 100 times, but you always found new details to puzzle over. Armand's letters were often extremely long, a habit you'd frequently tease him for in your own missives. Chère Yvette, I know it may be sudden, but I want to invite you to live with me in Paris. Back in your provincial hometown, you were engaged to Armand before he moved north to Paris to participate in the Estates General. He dreamed of changing the country, and this was the political event of the century. You mailed love letters soaked in perfume. He replied with volumes about how much he misses you. The romance of it all helped make up for the inconvenience. Remember when that used to be a thing? Some of you probably don't. Not that your parents cared much about the romance. At first, you'd been afraid to tell them their youngest daughter wanted to move far away. Instead, they nearly threw you onto the carriage to follow Armand to Paris. Interesting. They just wanted to get you out of the house. Get out! While you understood the significant benefits your common family would receive from your marriage into a noble one, you couldn't help but be a little annoyed at their eagerness to set you off. They just wanted to get you out of the house. One less mouth to feed, man. I can't wait for you to see it. It's unlike anything back home. A truly vital place where anyone can be anything. Je t'embrasse, Armand. I believe I'm saying that right? I don't know. I took French in high school. It's been a while. That was something you were looking forward to. A chance to be something more. After all, Baroness Yvette de Marbeau has a certain ring to it. Ooh, you're a baroness. Before you know it, the carriage starts slowing down. You must be here. Armand arranged to meet you at a tavern named the Orphan's Feast. As tired and rumpled as you are, you're glad that he planned to meet you in a place with ample food and wine. When you arrive, the coachman helps you out of the carriage, and you find yourself outside a glowing, friendly-looking tavern. The sign shows a grubby-looking child holding a plate piled high with fresh bread and roasted meats. Should I say here goes nothing? This must be the place. Inside, a woman polishing a lantern looks up at you as you enter, and her face breaks into a bright smile. Bonjour, madame, and welcome to the Orphan's Feast. Her eyes linger expectantly on the door for a moment before settling on you. You're suddenly reminded of how rare it is for women to travel by themselves. Oh, may I be of service? She asks. This is my first time here. Is there anything I should know? Is there anything I should know to help me find my fiance, which is the tutorial, or I'm looking for my fiance, Bernamon de Marbeau, no tutorial. So we're going to go through the tutorial because, again, first time playing this game. Don't worry, while the rest of the city can be rather cutthroat, the Orphan's Feast is a relaxed place for getting your feet under you. The woman puts down the lantern she was polishing, and my voice may change plenty of times because keeping accents is difficult. She favors you with a devious smile. Find guests worth talking to and try to say the right things to the right people. You'll never have time to talk to everyone, so try to use your time wisely. I'm sure that if you ask around, you'll be able to find your fiance in no time. When she puts it that way, it suddenly sounds so easy. Sure, doesn't it always? While you only have one outfit to your name at the moment, the Orphan's Feast doesn't feel like a particularly judgmental place in terms of fashion. Your credibility won't be shifted by what you're wearing here. Interesting. You're a commoner and you got married to a baron. She's moving up in the world. No, right? Yeah, baron. As long as you explore the tavern and talk to people, you should be able to find Armand soon enough. So here's your money, credibility, and peril. Ooh. Oh, that's if you get closer to the guillotine. Okay, so we just talked to her. We could do this. This is the party map. Select a room to talk with the people there. Cool. Let's talk to this. Oh, it gives you a little bit. A reason for travel. A fellow traveler sits at a nearby table, having recently become acquainted with Paris himself. Perhaps he'll be able to point you in the right direction. So it's 0 to 1 Ludovico favor, minus 10 to 5 credibility, 0 to 5 peril, 0 to 1 Alex favor, 0 to 1 honorable favor. I think, yeah, let's go talk to him. Couldn't hurt, right? You approach a man standing by himself. His wig is slightly disheveled, and he has fresh mud on his boots. Oh, bonjour, madame. You must have just arrived in Paris as well, he says affably. Where did you journey from? An idyllic farming town to the south. I'm a little sorry I left it behind. It was nowhere significant. I'm happy to be here. I'm actually looking for someone. Do you know where I could find the Baron de Marbo? I'm just going to say the first one. Do not worry, madam. I am sure you'll be able to return there soon enough, he replies with a warm laugh. I myself came a few months ago from similar idyllic surroundings in Brittany. But of course, the harvest has not been so good this year, which is what brings me to Paris. I'm searching for a way to revitalize our state. Back home, I tried new farming techniques, imported tools, and I even built a shrine to Saint Isidore myself. Yet it was to no avail, so I am here in search of a solution. Et tu? Et vous, madame? What has brought you to Paris so far from home? I'm here because my fiance, Armand, is here. I'd follow him anywhere. This is the only place where I can achieve the status that I deserve. Paris is a hub of trade, wealth, and craftsmen. It's where I can get the lifestyle I want. I'm going to go with my fiance. You've traveled all the way here for your fiance? Such love and devotion reminds me of when I was your age. His eyes have a far-off look for a moment. Never let yourself lose sight of such things. If that is why you are here, you might want to seek out those associated with the church. Love and tradition are very much on their minds. Father Sidoti favor? I think is what it said. You've gained a little favor with members of the church. Don't worry, you meet him later. Ah, yay! So, this Armand of yours, what brought him to Paris? His business isn't mine to discuss. Well, he's the Baron de Marbo, and he's here for the Estates General. The Baron de Marbo? He pauses to think, scratching his chin. Scritch, scritch. Why does that name sound so familiar? His eyes go wide for a moment before settling into an expression of discomfort. Gathering up his things, he starts preparing to leave. Sorry, madam, I simply haven't been here long enough to know enough about him. I don't believe him. I see, very well. Grab his wrist. Please, monsieur, you have to tell me where he is. Monsieur, please, are you sure you can't remember anything? He sighs and looks from side to side, obviously torn on what to do. I'm sorry, madam. I must go. I have an urgent appointment, he says very brusquely. Credibility down. Ooh, that was not good. Don't do that. Oops, you've lost some credibility. Boo. Well, we live and learn. Without another word, he drains his wine glass and begins to leave. He departs, leaving you with your thoughts and more questions. You have a limited amount of turns to talk at each party. Conversing in a room always costs one turn, so choose wisely. Oh, so it's like a turn-based type of thing. Okay. Oh, and I guess is that my fiance? A countrywoman. Now that you're more acclimated to the guests and travelers of the Orphan's Feast, you should be able to find someone that can lead you to Armand. After hours of questioning and searching, it's late in the evening and you've still yet to find Armand. You're not sure why, but you feel exhausted. Who knew talking to people was such hard work? I used to do it on the phone. It is exhausting. Now that you're warmed up, this may be your chance to finally find out where Armand is. You approach a woman who you had spotted glancing your way earlier. I'm looking for my fiance, Armand. Have you seen him? Pardon me, have you seen the Baron de Marbo? My name is Yvette, and I'm looking for someone. Can you help me? I think introducing yourself is probably a good idea first. She laughs nervously at your request, shifting from foot to foot. She makes small talk for a brief moment before excusing herself and disappearing into the crowd. The room appears to be emptying out. Why did she? A gentleman you remember seeing earlier walks by. He might prove a little more useful. Monsieur, a moment of your time. Have you seen my fiancé, the Baron de Marbo? Excuse me, can you help a woman in need? Do you know a man named Armand? Oh, which one should I do? Oh, the choice is for. This choice is for characterization purposes. Will not impact your path or stats. Speak your mind. Okay. Um, let's do that one. He looks at you, glances over to the woman who you spoke with earlier, then quickens his pace as he walks by. What the heck? The room is emptying out even faster now. You manage to get the attention of another woman. Hello, could you, excuse, she doesn't even slow down before she leaves. After a third person gives you this cold shoulder, you start to wonder what happened. Are you really that out of place? Is it something about Armand? What is going on here? Still, you check around the orphan's feast one last time. There's no sign of Armand. Not even an open tab with the tavern keep. After waiting around for a few hours, you leave the orphan's feast, dragging your small mountain of luggage behind you. After all, the coach was only hired to take you to the tavern. Armand may not have been waiting for you like he said he would, but you memorized his address from all the times you wrote it on your letters to him. Oof. It's the middle of the night, but the street is still teeming with life. The light from the windows and the street lamps sparkle like the stars. You're tired and your feet hurt, but still you can't help but smile. This is it. This is Paris. Oh, because your credibility went down. I think that's why no one wanted to talk to you. No matter what happens, you're still here. This is it. This is Paris. For a brief moment, you're not a country girl dragging luggage through the streets. You're the person you feel that you are when you close your eyes, alone. You're overseeing a grand salon surrounded by poets, musicians, scientists, philosophers, and artists. You're elegant, sophisticated, and respected. You're getting close to the address. Armand never described his living conditions much, but he's the son of a baron, and his family was always well-to-do, especially compared to yours. You've spent a lot of time in that carriage wondering about the home you'd spend your new life in. Still, you didn't expect this. Calling the house rustic would imply that you were out in the country, not in the center of a city. The neighborhood is nice enough, but you're worried that if you breathe too hard on the building, it'll fall over. A well-kept woman in the attire of a maid opens the door and approaches you. Ah, bonsoir. I assume you must be Madame Yvette. My name is Camille. Monsieur Armand told me to expect you. Merci, Camille. Please take me to Armand. Is this where he lives? Oh God, the rats in there ate him, didn't they? I want to say that so bad. Impossible, madame. I've taken care of all the rats myself, Camille replies, emphasizing her point with a playful stomp of her foot. I like Camille already. She's fun. Eyeing her worn shoes, you have a feeling the rats didn't go quietly. Whew! Oh, probably not. Fine. When I'm done, Armand is simply going to wish the rats had eaten him. Thank you, Camille. Do you think Armand's all right? I'm sure he's fine, madame, Camille replies with a tone of voice that doesn't fill you with confidence. Ooh. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I haven't seen Monsieur Armand in days. I was hoping he was with you. Glancing around, Camille seems to notice your mountain of luggage for the first time. Mon Dieu, madame! Did you carry this all yourself? You must be exhausted. She's not wrong. You're not certain how you're still upright and awake right now. I've already made up your bed, madame. Please go inside and let me take care of these. You take your diary and leave the heavy lifting to Camille. The inside of the house isn't much better than the outside, but it actually looks a little bit better. Camille keeps the place tidy, but she can only do so much. Still, you don't care about that right now. You're just happy to have a roof over your head and be able to sit down. You flop down on a nearby coach. Oh, arrive at your gnome Paris, home sweet home. You're tired, disappointed, and perhaps abandoned, but writing things down always helps you make sense of a situation. The Orphan's Feast, hosted by Viscount Richard Bernadette. Novelty lost, unfortunately. Yeah, we had some credibility and then we lost it. We got a favor with Ludovico. That's cool how they did that. 21 Mars, 1789. Early the next morning, Camille approaches you, occasionally wringing her apron with her hands. She's obviously nervous. Madame, there's something you should know. Taking a deep breath, she continues. You're expected to attend the party the day after tomorrow, held by one Viscountess Marcel de Foix. I mean, Armand replied to the invitation, but you were to be his date. Splendid, a party. What? Why didn't you tell me sooner? What do you know about the Viscountess de Foix? I am sorry, madame, but the Viscountess, it just felt above my station, so I tried not to pay attention whenever she came up, Camille replies with a shrug. I know that she never visited the house. Monsieur Armand seemed to like her, but from what I could tell, she was a little. How do I put this? Judgmental. She was a little very judgmental. I hope that helps, madame. I'm sorry if my voice is my accent is a little weird. I am trying to do like a French accent. It's not as easy as it looks. At least I have a party to go to. Camille, why didn't you tell me about this invitation sooner? I'm not going to get into her about this, but at least I have a party to go to. Camille looks visibly relieved. Parfait! If you need anything washed or prepared, just ask. And that reminds me, Camille exclaims, if we're going to a party, you should probably make sure you're dressed appropriately. Fashion moves so quickly here that people retire outfits before they even wear them out. At this proclamation, you can't but notice that Camille's uniform has been repaired many, many times. Camille continues, Monsieur Armand was always going to clothes so quickly. He said that every outfit had a certain amount of novelty. Every time you wore them to a party, the novelty would go down a bit. In fact, even a little thing like wearing the same thing twice in a row could run the novelty out faster. Can you imagine? Fortunately, he knew the most delightful clothier en Rue de Faubourg Saint Honore. She runs a shop called Le Petit Mogul. I'll draw you some directions. Immediately, she starts sketching some directions, mostly just simple renderings of local landmarks. Le Petit Mogul is now available to visit in the Paris map. Nice. If you head out today, you should be well prepared for the party tomorrow night. Ooh, this is cool. You've gained a level of exhaustion by attending a party. Any levels of exhaustion that you have at the start of a party or a rendezvous will give you a penalty to your credibility. Ooh. Worry not, for you'll discover ways to reduce your exhaustion soon. Nice. So we have a party to go to. Mm. All right, Viscountess Marcel de Foix requests the attendance of Baron Armand de Marbo on 22 Mars 1789 to a gathering of her most loyal peers. For entertainment and merriment, you are most eagerly awaited. Accepted. Attending this party will leave you a level of exhaustion. Ignoring this invitation will cost you credibility. You will receive crown gossip at this party. Oh, okay, nice. So that's here. Okay. Oh, cool. Avril, May, Juin, Juillet, Août, Septembre, Octobre, November, December. Cool. Well, that's cool. And there's our. That's pretty cool. L'actualité de la semaine. I'm sorry, French. I don't know it very much anymore. All right, so we have to go to Le Petit Mogul, a small shop run by the dressmaker Fatima Shena. Spend your day here to buy and sell wardrobe. Yes, we need to go there. It's a long walk to Rue de Faubourg Saint Honore, but the trek to the narrow street is worth it. Every block hums with a vibrant energy bursting with life. Porters and social climbers wind their way through the streets, festooned with brightly colored parcels. Festooned, I like that word. Paris may be a city swimming in fashion and finery, but this is the source. The street is home to all the major fashion houses in the country, and to Rose Bertin, a personal dressmaker to the Queen herself. And now you're here, back home. They sigh and dream of places like this, then quietly get back to their little lives. Not you. Your circumstances may be less than ideal, but you're still here. Le Petit Mogul, you mumble to yourself idly, trying to make sure you remember the name of the shop. Eventually, you find a small boutique tucked behind some far grander buildings. You open the door and walk into the tiny shop, which seems even smaller due to how absolutely full it is. This isn't just a boutique, it's a workshop for whoever works here. Rolls of gorgeous fabric cover every available surface. Cloying smoke hangs in the air. The scent is pleasant, but wholly unfamiliar. As soon as the door swings shut behind you, you hear a sudden rustling of fabric further in the store. A customer, Hamdullah! Surprisingly young voice calls out. Bonjour, mademoiselle, and welcome to La Pete Mogul. A woman, presumably the owner, calls out to you. Oh, may I help you? I have an important party soon, and I need to look amazing. This is no tutorial. All of this so new. What can you tell me about outfits and fashion? And then this one, like they said, this choice is for characterization purposes. So you can click this, and it won't affect us. What's that smell? Oh, that? Her cheeks flushed with embarrassment. That's lucky incense. I liked it on slow business days. Her next words are, quiet, Mama. My mother gave it to me. And now, how may I help you? All of this so new. What can you tell me about outfits and fashion? At those words, she looks giddy to the point of bursting, but tries to play it off as a knowing smile. This deception is only half successful. Oh, I think I can help with that. Oh, is that who we are? Oh, we're cute. Select one of my lovely outfits to see if it's to your liking. Remember, my stock changes every day, so be sure to visit often. Okay, sort by, church, crown, revolutionary, So the humble carico and skirt. Every faction in the game prefers different kinds of outfits. Dressing appropriately for the occasion makes people trust you more and increases your credibility. If you like it, you can click the purchase button to buy it. Thank you. Provincial dress. Provincial dress. What's the difference? Oh, bourgeoisie. Intriguing. Humble carico. Humble carico. Let's try church. No. Let's try crown. Provincial. Humble carico. Provincial. Humble. Ooh. So we need something that's gonna be good, but is it bourgeoisie that we need for the party? Okay, no, it shows crown. This party is being held by the crown. They like conservative gowns. Sometimes they like carico ensembles and robes a la polonois. So ones that do good for the crown and then conservative gowns. That's good for the crown. That's not so good. That's good for the crown. That's actually good for the crown too. That one's the highest with the crown right now. It actually looks pretty cool. Provincial gown is a little too meh. And you can actually see the price. I can't afford that one. I could afford that one, but I mean, that one would give me a little bit of money left too, because it's 64. It's a 6 on the crown, while this one is a 7. But this one's military. This one's also good for church. And yeah, okay, so that one's probably this one, maybe? Bourgeoisie is not, but it's just one less from the crown. So this might be a good choice because it gives me a good amount. So I'm going to go with that one. Yeah. You just spent some of your money. Livres are used to buy outfits, pay servants, and more. Try to make sure you always have some on hand. I was making sure. I was being careful to not spend too much. 22 Mars, 1789. So we spent all day there. You awaken to the vision of sunlight filtering through the shutters, scattering sunbeams across this dusty bedroom. It takes a few minutes before you groggily remember the events that brought you here. You also remember that tonight you have a party to attend. Camille enters your bedroom, already full of cheer. Madame, when would you like to start getting ready? If this is as important as the invitation makes it seem, I should start preparing now. Not get Camille, I still have some things that I need to take care of today. I don't think I have anything. That's good to hear. Those preparations always seem to take all day. On days where you have a party, you won't really have time to spend exploring Paris. Once you go to your wardrobe, we can get started. Don't worry, Camille, I'm already quite good at this. I've never really done anything like this. Is there anything I should do? Don't worry, madame. A glamorous woman like yourself is sure to catch on quickly. Click here to go to the wardrobe. Okay. She's so cute. All right. We still have 36 left. Oh, journal. There's other stuff up there too. Intriguing. We are really pretty. Click on an outfit to select what you wear. We know it's this one. It's not going to be this. This is what we came in. So this is what we'll be wearing. Now that you have an outfit selected, you can click here to go to the party. Okay, so we get -5 to credibility because we're exhausted, but it does also give you, so it's interesting. When your carriage drops you off at the party, you find yourself waiting in line for quite some time, looking at the other guests. You wonder if you're underdressed or overdressed. It's honestly hard to tell. While trying to determine whether you're underdressed or overdressed, you pause to consider how well rested you feel. Unfortunately, you can feel exhaustion set in as soon as you think of the full itinerary ahead of you. Tonight is going to be a long night. Being exhausted has given you a credibility penalty. Marcel's Dorman. You look over yourself one last time and confirm that you're wearing your humble cargo and skirt to a party being held by the crown. Credibility up. Yay, you've just gained some credibility. The more credibility you have, the easier it is for you to deceive someone during a credibility check. Oh. The guests approve of your outfit, and your credibility has increased. While preparations like this, tonight should be a largely positive affair. While you're determining your standing in the world of fashion, you manage to overhear an interesting rumor while in line. You make a mental note of it just in case. You have gained a piece of cheap, crown gossip. This will be useful much later. Immediately upon entering the vestibule, you're greeted by a doorman holding a small ledger. While he isn't physically barring your entry, his manner certainly is. Name, madame? He asked unexpectedly. Hmm. Event? The doorman looks perplexed at you for a moment, flipping through his ledger. I do not see your name here, madame. I am Baron Armand de Marbo's date. Could not attend. Ah, that is most unfortunate, the doorman replies, surprisingly disappointed. The good Viscountess de Foix was so looking forward to seeing him tonight. Please convey our deepest regrets at his absence, our well wishes to his health. Is there anything I can get you? Please convey my deepest gratitude to our hostess, and that I'm eager to meet her. Or would you be able to take this gift of wine to our hostess? No, I'm going to stay. Oui, oui, madame. I shall make sure that the Viscountess hears of it myself. You hear some murmurs from other guests in the vestibule. Your gratitude and enthusiasm seem to have made an impression on them, though the doorman seems rather unfazed. Well, that's normal for doorman. Credibility up, yay! Gain a little credibility. Before you can ask any other questions, he bows deeply to you. Pardonnez-moi, Madame Viscountess de Foix instructed me specifically to inform her as soon as you had arrived. We've heard so much about you. Enjoyed the party, he says with a smile before leaving. Again, I don't have a whole lot of voices in my wheelhouse, so we're just going to put it there. So, is this her or is this her? Let me see. The royal painter. Some guests are admiring a painting of the hostess. Apparently, it was painted by someone of considerable skill. In fact, you might even be able to meet such a person later. -10 to 5 credibility. So it's like a range. -1 to 1. 0. Okay, return. I'm just seeing who's got what. The royal household. A pair of ladies are whispering amongst themselves about some rumor concerning the family of His Majesty King Louis the 6th. Yeah, 6. That information could be useful later. I'm getting used to it because of Noble. Cheap crown gossip. -5 to 0 credibility. 0 to 10 peril. I'm sorry if you're seeing that. And then this dude, a splendid hostess. The gentleman who just entered the room seems like he's been to quite a few of these sorts of events. Perhaps he can tell you more about the host of the party, Viscountess Marcel de Foix. Huh? Good, let's go. Looking for someone to talk to, you approach an older man who seems to be standing by himself, appraising the room. He nods politely to you as approach. I don't think I've seen you here before. How do you know our hostess, the Viscountess de Foix? Oh, Marcel? Her family used to summer near mine in the south. We're old friends. This choice requires an easy credibility challenge. Easy. I've actually never met her before. What's she like? Should I try this? I kind of want to try it. I just do. Oh, really? He leans back and appraises you anew. I've never heard Marcel mention you before. Ah, yes, he says, suddenly perking up. I remember her saying something about a summer home in the south of the country. For you to be here now, you must have quite the close bond with our hostess. Perhaps later on you'll be able to put in a good word for me. I gained credibility by lying. Hey, it's the court. French, man. Sometimes you gotta lie to get around. You talk and laugh with him for a while longer before you eventually part ways in order to see what else is going on at the party. So no one else, just our hostess. Marcel appears. A woman in a staggeringly pink dress is approaching you, carrying her pet dog. Judging by the way other guests are looking at her, you can surmise that this is the Viscountess Marcel de Foix, the woman who invited you and Armand here. Okay, let us go. Oh, she's very pink. She's cute. I like the drawing. You nearly mistake the woman standing in front of you for some kind of walking confection. I can see that. A pampered dog lounges in her arms. I didn't believe we had the chance to properly introduce ourselves. I am Viscountess Marcel de Foix. I think it's Marcel de Foix. Her voice raises in volume imperceptibly, but it's enough to draw the attention of the large crowd in the room. Everyone, this is Yvette, Armand's fiancée. A murmur of interest washes through the crowd, and you can feel their eyes focus on you. I'm so glad to see you. Armand, that ambitious little thing, has told me so much about you. In fact, I'd say that he's quite infatuated with you. Common girl like yourself. You're so lucky. You've gained a little bit of credibility again. Where is Armand, by the way? It's actually what I was hoping to find out. Do you know where I could find him? Poor Armand is ill at the moment, but he just insisted that I attend your party. Should I do that one? Because I don't know where he is either. Easy credibility. Let's try that. Oh, really? He insisted. Marcel trills, and her dog yips happily. That is so sweet of him. You've barely arrived from the country, and he still wants you to meet all the people he's been so fortunate to associate with. It's very kind of you to represent him like this, and I'm sure that he'll be well soon. Yay! I'm gaining credibility here! I mean, I was hoping he'd show his face here, but you'll do. I guess it makes sense that you're here. Armand could never stop pestering his betters, so it feels rather appropriate that, even when sick, he'd send his peasant fiancée to do it for him. The crowd, which only seems to be growing, murmurs in agreement. In fact, I almost thought I was rid of him once and for all. Huh? Yet here you are, with a fresh set of nuances. Does this ever end? Why did you invite Armand here? Do you always bemoan every nuance you send a handwritten invitation to? I'm not going to do that because this choice will increase your peril. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do, why did you invite Armand here? Why? Well, those craven nationalists in their dingy salons like to hide behind their pamphlets and newsletters. People of quality must be brave enough to denounce our enemies in person. She pauses before speaking to you in a whisper loud enough for the entire room to hear. Don't worry, I don't expect you to understand this. You have lost a little credibility. Your Armand is a conniving, traitorous opportunist who sullies the good name of the entire nobility just by being alive. The only reason he chose a common girl like you to be his wife is because any lady of good breeding would see him for the weasel that he is. I have lost more credibility. Marcel studies your face intently for a moment, and her voice suddenly fills with concern. Oh, you poor girl, don't look so hurt. Think of this as educational. You don't belong in Paris, the same way that a stray cat doesn't belong in that dress. She gestures dismissively at your finery. I'm losing a lot of credibility. Would you guys stop? I'm sorry, I'm getting way too many messages. Trying to look like us, act like us? Stop. You're just embarrassing yourself. I'm losing more credibility. Now leave my estate. Meeting myself, have your good name impugned by the repugnant Viscountess. Now leave my estate and never show your face here again. Before you can reply, a valet grabs you roughly by the arm and drags you from the room. People like Viscountess de Foix don't need to do their own dirty work. They have servants for it. It takes far longer than you'd like to get outside, as the entryway is crowded with guests preparing to leave. You can feel their eyes weighing heavily on you. When you finally get to the door, you feel a brutish shove, and you stumble out into the courtyard, barely keeping your balance in your heels. The area is equally crowded, with various persons entering their personal carriages. You can hear somebody snickering, but you have no idea who it is. The only thing left to do is go home. This has been a night, I'll just leave. That's fine by me. My face was the only pretty thing in that gaudy house anyways. Ooh, I like that. Boiling over with anger, you turn and rain insults upon the house, upon the host, even upon her dog. In fact, you consider throwing your shoe through one of their windows before you remember how much you like that shoe. It's then that you notice that several of the carriages have stopped just to watch your display. Scanning the faces of your new audience, you see the glaring, unamused faces of the various party guests. Your views on Marcel and the crown in general have not gone unnoticed. The coachmen and valets, on the other hand, think you're hilarious. Ooh. I got a favor up! You have lost some favor with members of the crown. Oops. You have gained some favor with members of the revolution, and you'll meet these people later. You nod to the more appreciative members of your audience before leaving towards your own carriage. When you arrive at the place where your carriage is parked, you quickly find out that it isn't. It's gone. You check to make sure that you're in the right place, but to no avail. The carriage you hired is simply not there. He went home, a passing coachman says helpfully, while adjusting the harness on a particularly grumpy horse. Dorman came out about an hour ago and told him you wanted the coach to leave without you. Seemed real important, so he went home. Before you can even respond, he gets his carriage moving, leaving you alone with yet another indignity. Going back to Marcel is obviously unacceptable. It's too far to walk home, and most of the other guests have already left. However, there appear to be 3 other carriages waiting to leave, each of them quite different. Perhaps one of them can help. Inspect the humble carriage, the bold carriage, or the extravagant carriage. I want to do the bold. The carriage in front of you is obviously being used by soldiers of some sort. The driver is leaning intently towards the passenger compartment, waiting for orders. You recognize the insignia of the Queen's dragoons on the side of the carriage. It feels noble and proud, but also capable. You consider the bold carriage for a moment. Is this who you'd like to ride with? He's a man of honor, sworn to protect France. I'm the next best thing to that. Let's go. Perhaps not. I'll examine the other carriages. Let me examine them first. The carriage to the left of you is a foreign design and features a gilded crest at its only ornamentation. This crest is emblazoned with a motto in Latin and appears to belong to a priest of some description. The curtains are drawn, but someone appears to have lit a lantern inside. Judging by the occupant's silhouette, it looks like he's reading. Let's try the last one. The carriage to your right is richly decorated, yet somber. Swags of black crepe hang from the roof of the carriage, leaving only glimmers of the gold underneath. The decidedly feminine bent of the decorations indicates that the occupant is a woman, but all the black suggests that she's in mourning. Widow. Helping a lost soul in need. It works in the books. Let's go. I still want to go for the bold one. Yeah, let's try it. Settled in your decision, you set out, ready to entrust your fortune to an honorable stranger. Let's see how well this goes, guys. At the sound of your approaching footsteps, the coachman's hand flickers towards his weapon. Turning towards you, he looks you up and down before he relaxes. With an apologetic nod, he gestures you towards the door of the carriage. You rap your knuckles gently against the carriage door. The door opens immediately, and the man inside steps out. He bows to you, formal and precise. Corporal Dumas of the Queen's Dragoons. How may I be of service? My name is Yvette Decaux. May I trouble you for a ride to my home? Please call me Yvette. I have been beset by grave misfortune and need your help. He glances off to the side and shuffles his feet slightly. That does sound terrible. How can I refuse? Corporal Dumas gestures to the carriage, and you climb in. The second you're seated, the carriage takes off, working its way towards the main road. The pace is fast and purposeful. Corporal Dumas is across from you, not quite staring, but certainly assessing you. I don't mean to be rude, but what was an enlisted man like yourself doing at the party? Did you have a good time tonight? What made you decide to give a stranger like me a ride? I want to do this. You're not being rude. It's a fair question, he replies, flicking his rank insignia for emphasis. Every now and again, someone remembers my father and sends me an invitation as a courtesy between nobles. Despite my considerable talents, I think they're really just inviting my father's memory, not me. Still, I tend because I'd hate to insult the host by turning them down. A comrade of mine was nice enough to arrange for me to have this carriage for the evening. He waves around to your convenience, which is probably only meant for officers. Let me turn the question around. What was a commoner like you doing at the party? My fiancé's missing and he was supposed to be there. I'm just looking for leads. I've been abandoned by the love of my life and now I have to find him. I think this one. You're a woman on a mission, then, Corporal Dumas grins, offering a mock salute. When you find him, I'm sure he'll appreciate your loyalty. At least I can't imagine a man who wouldn't. Yay! You've gained a little favor with Alex. Is there anything else you'd like to know? What made you decide to give a stranger like me a ride? When I wear these colors, I represent the Queen herself. I could never turn down a woman in need. He straightens up in his seat, looking every bit the man of action. Besides, it's the right thing to do, which is its own reward. How did you find yourself to be without a way home? Would you believe that someone tricked my coachman into leaving without me? Our host convinced my idiot coachman to abandon me. I'm going to go with this one. Well, you're here in my carriage, so I have no choice but to believe it. Unless this is some new sport where beautiful women see how many rides they can get from gullible do-gooders like myself. Another favor with him. If it is, you'll have to teach me the rules sometimes, so we can play on equal footing. Any other questions? Did you have a good time tonight? Of course, I enjoy being the center of attention, and there isn't an audience I cannot thrill, he laughs. From the theater to the sword, I have repartee for all occasions. As you can tell, I'm also extremely humble. He gives an exaggerated wink. What about yourself? What happened in there? My fiance has some enemies. They tried to make sport of me, emphasis on tried. Our host felt it was acceptable to victimize me for something my fiance did. I think this one. Corporal Dumas nods approvingly. I saw your performance outside, right as you left. You don't seem very shaken. In more favor, he sighs and looks out the window at the passing scenery. You made the right move. There's a certain kind of person that sees sport in hunting the vulnerable. Whether that vulnerability comes from circumstance, ability, or birth, they're all the same craven creatures that feed on feeling powerful. You can never let them see their barbs land. Even when they sting, you deserve better. Oh, he's so nice. I like Corporal Dumas. You talk with Corporal Dumas for a while longer, exchanging jokes and pleasantries. The conversation turns to your childhood in the country and coming to Paris. As you've might have guessed. It's an interesting sentence. I'm not from Paris originally either. My father had to sell some precious things in order to bring me across the ocean and pay for my schooling. Needless to say, I was immediately captivated with life here. How are you finding your first few days in Paris? Disappointing this place has been nothing but cruel to me. It's trying harsh consequences, but I see the possibility of great rewards. Exhilarating. It's a whole city of luxury, love, and knowledge. I'm gonna go with the middle ground because finally someone who gets it. Corporal Dumas slaps his thigh and laughs with excitement. Amazing, I'll have you know that it took me over a year in Paris to fully grasp that fact. We are just really ranking up all the favors with him. That's cool. He stares out the window at the city. Sometimes I feel like that's why I fell in love with this place. It does not love unconditionally. It can be infuriatingly fickle. Still, here you can climb to heights greater than any other place in the world. Your conversation with Corporal Dumas continues for the entire ride. He's polite, forward, and seems to have a healthy respect for you. However, you find that he dodges your questions whenever the subject of his family comes up. You try not to let it bother you. Everyone has their secrets, after all. Facts. You're surprised by the carriage coming to a stop. You're so lost in dialogue that you hadn't even realized that you managed to make it home. Before the coachman can even hop off his box, Corporal Dumas opens the door and steps down. He offers you his hand. He helps you down effortlessly and favors you with a theatrical bow. After braving all manners of danger, we have arrived at your home, safe and sound. The Queen's Dragoons are proud to add another great victory to their name. More favors with him? And while we accept no payment, I must ask of you a favor, madam. And that favor would be? The next time that we meet, please call me Thomas Alexandri. He pauses to stare into your eyes. Or simply Alex, if you like. Before you can reply, he's already bounded onto his carriage and sailed off into the night. You turn to your home and see that Camille is already there, holding the door open for you. Who is that? She asks. A good soldier doing his duty, nothing more. A most intriguing man of honor, and hopefully someone I'll see more of. Your mind brimming with new possibilities, you step inside and head upstairs. Slowly, you get undressed and open your journal to record exactly what transpired today or tonight. Okay. Wow. Yeah, we lost some novelty. The queen was recently seen bedecked in a spectacular new diamond necklace. So that's what it was. It is a sign of royal power or unnecessary excess. So I wonder if I had, because I think the only credibility I have now was from that one guy that I said I knew the Viscountess. So, anyways, but 7 with Alex, 6 credibility, -2 Elizabeth favor. Yeah, okay. Continue. Chapter 1, Establishing Oneself, 23 Mars, 1789. Alright, so I will have to leave it there, so I'm going to save my game. And we are going to have to leave it there. So let's return to the main menu. Thank you guys so much for watching Ambition, a Minuet in Power. I'm looking forward to seeing how far we get, if we can get to, something like that, really upscale with everything, and hopefully not get our head chopped off because that would suck. So I wonder what's happening with our fiance. I guess we'll have to wait and see. This actually seems really intriguing and fun. I'm enjoying it. And I hope you guys are too. I will keep doing this because this actually seems really fun to play. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. If you guys like it, give me a thumbs up. If you like my content, subscribe. I have so many videos and I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers if possible. We are close to 90. We are like 2 or 3 away from 90, so we're getting there. And I thank you guys so much for joining me on this adventure. I'm looking forward to doing more of this, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye!